Good morning, everyone. Got crazy hair going on here. How was everyone's weekend? I gotta remember what day it is. It's Tuesday, right? How was everybody's weekend? Hope everybody had a good weekend. It's been a very crazy, busy week for me. We have a huge project at work we've been doing, and I've been trying to learn the 3 levels of, however you want to say it, Reiki or Reiki, depends on how you choose to pronounce it. So I've read level 1 and 2, so I'm going to try to get in 3 tonight, along with my regular classes and my regular stuff. And so it's just been kind of crazy busy. I'm just popping on and inviting a bunch of people here real quick. I know we've had 3 or 4 new members, so I would like to welcome them if this is their first video. Also, to go back and watch any of the other videos. They are all titled, so you can easily see what they're about to watch them. And so this morning, I always like to have some little thing to talk about while I'm doing this, so you guys don't just sit here and stare at me inviting people. And this morning I was getting ready, and I was like, oh, I don't know what little topic I'm going to talk about. And then it was, my alarm went off saying it was time to go live, and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm not ready yet. And I'm like, that's all right, I'll be like a few minutes late, that's no big deal. And then I'm like, well, I'm just gonna throw the chicken in the crock pot because I probably won't have time after because I'm always running over, so I better do that first. So I went to put the chicken in the crock pot, and then of course I couldn't get the chicken package open, and then when I got it open, chicken juice went everywhere, all over me, all over the floor, all over the counter, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't leave that. So now I have to stop and clean all that. And then I'm like, all right, I got that cleaned. I'm trying to hurry up so I can come live. And then I go to grab the barbecue sauce to put on the chicken, and I can't get the friggin' bottle opened. So I'm fighting with that. And my thought was, well, this is going to be a great day. And then it just stopped for a second and said, no, take that back. Don't say that. You can't say that. I don't allow you to say that. This is just a bump to get me started today. That's it. It's just a bump. And then I'm just going to go on with my day, because I don't want to set myself up with that whole, this is how my day's going to be, and put myself in that, position where that's how I'm expecting things to be, because if that's how you're expecting things to be, that's probably how they're going to be. So I just stopped myself and said, no, that's not how today's going to be. I've had some bumps this morning. I'm running a little late. That's fine. I'll just have to cut my video probably a little bit short. Probably not. And still try to get to work on time, and it'll be fine. So I just want you to, if you are in that same position, where like even this morning, before that, I just little things like I pulled out the wrong lip liner, so then I had to go back through the basket of my makeup and find the right lip liner. And then I went to throw something in the garbage and it fell on the floor. So then I had to pick it up off the floor. I was like, oh goodness. And then I couldn't find my conditioner this morning. So really it has been quite an interesting morning. And that, like I said, when the chicken juice went all over the floor, I was like, oh, this is how my day is just going to go. And I'm like, nope, take that back. Don't say that. We're not going to say that. We're not going to jinx ourselves. We're not going to, whatever you want to call it. We're not going to put the bad juju out there. Whatever you want to think of it. It's just, we're not going to put that out there. It was just a bump in our morning, and everything after that is just going to be a good day, and it's going to be fine, and life will be grand. So, all right. So what are we talking about today? We're going to talk about 9 tips of increasing your energy. There's a couple of reasons why I wanted to talk about this, because I had originally planned to talk, we have no fire. What am I going to do now? Momentary pause. I was going to try to get this without getting up. It's not going to happen. So I apologize if you just saw a big screenshot of my butt. And now I have to get back up on my little pillow here. Sorry. Try to make sure everything is done before I have to start, but apparently my lighter is out. So we have to go to the big guns. All right, so what I was saying is I was actually going to talk about something else today. But I changed it at the last minute last night. So just going to smudge a little bit. What we're talking about today is kind of a basic. But, you know, you go back and you go, basics? Because a lot of my videos are titled basics. Or 5 simple ways, or 6 simple ways, or 6 easy ways, or, you know, I want things to be simple for everybody. But yeah, back to basics, because first of all, like I said, we do have some new people in the group, but also I think it's just really good. I'm going to light our candle too. It's really good to go back and learn some of the things again, or sometimes we think we know the basics and then come to find out. This is the candle that we're lighting today, our rebirth candle. My new candle should be here today, hopefully. It was supposed to be here yesterday, but I don't think our mail lady wanted to walk up our path. Everything in our driveway is just like ice. If it's not ice, it's mud. So I just don't think the mail lady wanted to walk up our driveway. Nothing's burning today. My candle just went out. Like the last couple days, nothing has wanted to burn for me. Somebody who's like got a whole hell of a lot of fire in their chart. Nothing wants to burn for me. But yeah, so I moved stuff around this weekend, trying to make it easier. And now I'll just have to remember where I moved things. So, like I was saying, sometimes what we think we know, we don't really know. Sometimes it's good to go back and recap things. There's lots of reasons to kind of go back to some of the simple basic things. Before we get started, last week's card was the white opal, so we're going to put that back. I've been trying to put pictures up there for everybody so they can see the cards that we're pulling. Again, these cards aren't pulled for anybody particular. Just like to use them as a way of a learning tool. But if the card resonates with you, certainly work with it, you know. If something resonates with you, there's a reason it resonates with you. And that's one of the things of learning to trust our intuition. You know, is if it just feels right, or sometimes the opposite, if you're somewhere and things just feel wrong, trust that intuition. I had that happen to me yesterday. And I was not in danger or anything like that, but I was in a situation where I was alone at work with a driver that came in, and it was somebody I didn't know. And I'm sure I was perfectly fine. I was perfectly safe. I'm sure I was not in any danger. But I just got this, like, that's when the driver came in, I was just like, from him. And so when our shipping guy came in and started talking to him, I was just like, thank you, I'm out of here. I'm removing myself from this situation. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm not supposed to be here. And then the shipping guy and the driver went off into another part of the building. But the man, I don't know him. He could have been a very nice man. I don't know. But when I get that feeling, I trust it. There's a reason for it. So, but yeah, if something resonates with you, then certainly pay attention to that. So this is azurite with malachite. And you're probably not going to see it very well because it's around my neck. And I think we've pulled this one before. This is also, I was going to try to show you because my lighting is horrible. And you can't tell at all that that's blue with some green in it. But I wear this every day, all the time. All right. And so, you can kind of see here that this is a good picture right here. To me, it's Mother Earth. It looks just like, what you would think Earth would look like from outer space. So it's confidence and psychic ability. It goes with your third eye. Azurite with malachite awakens your inner goddess, invokes poise and self-assurance while raising your intuition. You have pulled this card because the universe is sending you need for confidence boost, along with a boost in psychic attunement. Meditate with Azurite with malachite to trust your instincts, deepen clairvoyance, and release any doubt about what you are feeling. So isn't that weird? Like, I just was talking about trusting your intuition, and then this card comes up for talking about trusting your intuition. Synchronicities, little things that happen, little things that pop up and are like, whoa, that's just weird. So I'm going to just take a picture real quick so I remember to get that posted for you later on the group. So front, and oh, there's a big glare over there, so let's get on this side. All right, so we'll get that posted up in the group later so you can read it again for yourself. Sometimes, reading things for yourself is more helpful to people, or if you want to save it and have it to go back to later. I'm drinking some green tea with matcha today. So, yeah, back to some basics is what I wanted to talk to you about today. So, one of the basics is flow of energy. And we know we have the energy in ourselves. But today what I want to talk about is flow of energy in your house. Some people call it that feng shui. I'm not going to go into the feng shui is very like everything needs to be in this spot, and this spot, and this spot. And not going to go quite that deep. There is another technique that people use, and I can't think of the word of it right now, but I have a meme on my phone so I can post it for you later if you want. I can't think of what it's called, but it's basically anything to do with family stuff is supposed to take part in this part of your home, and anything with love is supposed to take part in this part of your home. And it breaks the house out into like 6 or 8 groups, and that is where you're supposed to do all your things. So that's more of where things are supposed to happen instead of necessarily where things are supposed to be placed. But I find it very hard for people to, like, I cannot, if it says love is supposed to happen at like the southwest part of your house, that's where my kitchen is. I could cook with love, but I can't like make that the center of the love station for our house. So sometimes it's a little hard to accommodate some of those things. So what I'm going to talk about today is just, like I said, much more basic, much more easy to work with. It doesn't require you to redecorate your home. It doesn't require you to change your kitchen into your bedroom or anything like that. It's just very simple techniques to use that's going to help with the energy flow in your home. One of the other reasons I wanted to talk about it for us here in New Hampshire, we're coming into spring. And most of us have that initial urge to spring clean anyway. So this is going to kind of just go in hand. So I wanted to talk about it today. So when you get into, this weekend, maybe it's supposed to be, I think, nice again. And, maybe you got your windows open and you're going to do some spring cleaning. I wanted to talk about these things that you can have incorporated with that before you do that. because there's nothing worse than cleaning your whole house and doing a whole spring cleaning and then learning about a class after that says you were supposed to do something different. Hi Tracy, thanks for joining. We're talking about 9 easy tips for increasing energy in your home today. So that's what we're going to talk about. We've smudged and we've lit our candle, and we pulled our new stone card, which was Azurite with Malachite, which is this one. It's also known as a priestess stone. So that's where we're at right now. So there are a lot of different ways that you can clear energy in your home. Obviously, the easiest way is to smudge. You can get your smudge bundle, and you're going to light it. And mine is like popping everywhere. I need to clean it out here, I guess. And got to kind of break off some of the dead stuff. I think that's why it's not lighting well. So if you're going to smudge, my recommendation is you would start in the an east point in your house. If you got a door or a window facing east, open those, start your smudge, go around all of your house. So you go around all the outside up by the ceiling of your house, and you go all the way around east, and you come around, and then you end back at the door or the window, and then you close it. That is a really good way to get the flow of energy going and to clean out the house. Another way is you can use your Palo Santo stick. Very similar. You can do the same technique, or this one you can just kind of let the smoke, you don't have to be quite so accurate if you don't feel the need to. You can just kind of walk around from room to room and just kind of let the smoke go where it needs to go. The smoke will usually go where it's needed the most. So you don't have to really worry too much about, like, did I get all the spots, So those are 2 easy ways you can just go around the house, do that, and clear that out. Good thing about those is they're also both antibacterial. So it's a good idea to do that a lot during the winter, especially if you got people that are sick or passing sickness back and forth. That's really good for that. But for the purpose of today, for our spring cleaning kind of theme, our increasing energy, let's see here. So yeah, just the flow of energy in your home. You can do this in your car as well. And if acceptable, you can do it at your workplace. I know it's a little harder sometimes at workplaces, because especially if they have like smoke detectors or, you may have somebody that doesn't like the smell of those. But what I do a lot of times is I'm the last person in my office every day, or just about every day. And so I have a smudge spray that I can use after everybody's gone. And then by the time they come in the next day, it's not real strong in there. And it's because it's just a spray mist, it's not going to set off any smoke detectors or fire alarms or anything like that. So you can do that. But energy can be in anywhere, in the grocery store, movie theaters, anything like that. And that's what I was kind of talking about a few seconds ago about, when you go in, sometimes you can just pick up on that energy, and you get that feeling of like, if you get that feeling, just go. There's a reason you're picking up on that feeling. A lot of people will just be like, oh, I'm fine. And we'll just go. It'll be fine. And then you kind of sit there the whole time and you're like, I don't really want to be here. This doesn't really feel right. I don't really know what's going on. To me, if that's the case, just go. Don't force yourself to sit in an uncomfortable, situation. So, but yeah. So, cleaning your space. Like I said, you can do the house. You can do your car, and you can do your place of work. Those are, where usually you spend most of your time. If you're like me, the grocery store, I get in, I get what I need, and I get out. I don't want to spend any extra time there. So I'm not too worried about the energy at the grocery store for the most part. If you work at a store, and a store is your place of business, that makes it a little bit more difficult because you have a lot of people coming in with a lot of different energies. So then I would recommend making sure that you are grounded. And again, there's a video in here about grounding, but I got one that I want to talk about coming up probably in the next few weeks about making yourself a nice protective bubble. So we're going to talk about that at some point in the next few weeks. Again, just some of the basics, because I think sometimes we talk about all these different things we can do, and we forget about sometimes just the easy things of meditation and grounding and making sure our energy is cleared and in a good energy flow. And so I just really want to touch base on some of that. But like I said, I knew this was a time, especially for myself, this is a time where I want to clean everything. I want to vacuum. I want to dust everything. I want to wipe all the counters down. I want to have the windows clean and stuff. And so, if you're somebody that is like that, these 9 steps are going to kind of fit in with what most people are going to be doing probably in the month of April. All right. So the very first thing I want to talk about, and these don't have to be done in this order. They're just 9 steps that I have. You can do them in any order you want. There's no right or wrong way. But one of the biggest things is clearing your doorways. So you want your doorways cleared at all time. Now that basically means like I have a front door and I have a back door. But we also have a doorway right here that comes out of our hallway into this main living section. So I like to pay attention to this doorway as well. I don't do every doorway. I don't do the bedroom doorway, the bathroom doorway, or the laundry room doorway, or things like that. But this doorway is a doorway where a lot of people walk back and forth, coming in and out of the house, and my husband and I walk back and forth through there a lot. So I think that's a doorway. For me, it's a doorway I want to pay attention to. So you're going to want to, for your outside ones, you're going to want to sweep. So if you have any steps or a little landing or porch or anything like that, you're going to want to sweep that. You're going to want to do any kind of windows. Like that door over there is all glass. Right now it's covered in the blue blob over there is the dog. It's covered in her nose prints. So that is on my list for this weekend to wash. But that's kind of an ongoing every weekend kind of thing. But so you're going to want to wash that. Get a new welcome mat. For inside or outside, doesn't really matter. I just put a new welcome mat. I just went to Job Lots and bought one for $7 or $8 and put a nice new welcome mat out there and got rid of the old one. It was kind of grungy and dirty and after the winter time. The other thing is you can always put some sort of wreath up on the door. I don't have one on the front or the back door, but I do have a bundle of mistletoe. Sorry, my nose is all stuffed up all of a sudden. I do have a bundle of mistletoe that I do leave over this doorway, this hallway doorway. I leave it up all year long because mistletoe is also a good way of clearing, and having that over the doorway helps. It's not just for kissing. There was an actual reason that people put mistletoe over the doorway before it was just for kissing and for Christmas. But mistletoe is a good thing to hang over your doors. Any kind of sprigs you could hang over your doors if you didn't want to do a wreath, if you don't want to do a wreath on the door. But right now there's lots of nice little Easter wreaths you could use, or you could make your own little wreath of flowers if you wanted to. If you don't want a wreath, you could just get a bunch of flowers and tie them together and hang them hang them upside down that way, or like I said, you could actually put sprigs up along the top of the doorway, inside or out. I usually do mine inside just because they last longer if you do them inside than outside. But yeah, so sweep and any windows, wash them. A new mat and some sort of wreath or flowers or something on your doorways is going to really change that. You know, to me, it sounds so simple, but if you go to somebody's house and their mat is disgusting and their windows are disgusting, and not that mine are disgusting, they're dirty, but they're not disgusting. But you know, that kind of sets a tone when you go in their house. It's like, what am I going into here? Do I want to go in here? Do I want to sit down on anything? But if it's very clean and neat, and there's, oh, look at her mat, it's so nice, I love that mat, and her flowers, oh, look at her flowers, they're so pretty. You know, it puts a person in a whole different energy field of coming into your house versus coming in with that, like, I don't really know if I want to go in there, to, oh, look at how pretty everything is, let me go in. So it really can just, you know, it sounds so simple, but it can really change the way somebody comes into your house, especially if it's somebody coming into your house for the first time. I mean, if it's my mother, she's not even going to notice. She's been in and out of my house a million times. She probably won't notice. But, you know, somebody who's especially coming into your house for the first time is definitely going to notice. So another thing is add plants. I always have tons of plants in my house. Right now, last weekend, I did start some seedlings to go outdoors into my gardens once it gets warm enough to do that. So you can add plants. Right now there's, you know, Easter cactuses are out, orchids are out, or you can just add some fresh cut plants if you want. Some lilies are out usually this time of year, you know, at the grocery store or the flower shop or wherever you want to go buy plants. But I typically don't buy cut flowers. If I'm going to spend money on flowers, I want a flower that I can keep. So, you know, it would be nice to get like a little Easter cactus and a little plant pot at the store and bring it home. This one sounds so silly, but it is true. Keep your toilet seat down. A lot of bad energy can flow back through there. So just be mindful of it. Me personally, I just don't like the look of the toilet seat up. To me, there's a reason there's a toilet seat on there. There's a reason for that to close. I don't like, I don't know. It's a weird thing of mine. I go in a bathroom and I see the toilet seat up and I'm like, close that. Even if I'm just going in to wash my hands or blow my nose or something, the toilet seat's up, I close it. And that's before I knew that you should really keep it closed for energy flow. So I guess maybe somewhere I sensed it and just didn't really put it together. But another thing, and if you're like me, I am not very mechanically inclined. I'm not real handy with any kind of tools. So the next one you might want to get help with from somebody if you're a person like that. I know lots of women out there who are awesome with power tools and can do just about anything they want, and I thank you ladies for being like that, but that is not me. Go around and tighten any of your faucets, any of the handles, anything that's dripping, change any kind of filters that you might have on your faucet, anything like that. So that's a good thing to do at this time of year. I apologize. So yeah, tighten up any faucets, anything that's leaking. Having all kinds of major issues today. My lighter is not working and stuff, but it's just a bump in the road for today, and the rest of the day is gonna straighten out. There was a little thing I wanted to add in here now that I've said that. A good motto that I've actually heard 2 or 3 times lately in the last few weeks from more than one person. I try to do teachings and learnings from other people. you know, not just one person. I like to compare. So I have 2 or 3 people that I like to listen to, get learnings from. And I also just went to a seminar with a friend of mine. But instead of saying life happens to you, life happens for you. So everything that's happening is for you for a reason. Now, I don't know what the reason is for my stuffy nose this morning, but apparently there's a reason. I don't know what it is, but instead of, you know, life happening to you, it's happening for you. So everything's a lesson. Everything's happening for a reason for you to be a better person somehow, some way, from this lesson. So tighten your faucets. Yeah, because energy is coming in that way. You know, when you turn it on, water. So that's a good thing to do. Clean your mirrors and your stove. When I wrote this down on the list, I was like, because I did take this off another list. I did not come up with this on my own. I was kind of like, clean your mirrors and your stove. Now, I, again, have a thing for my stovetop. I can't stand anything on my stovetop, not even crumbs. Fingerprints, nothing. I don't know why that is. It's just because I'm OCD about a lot of different things. Not so much my mirrors, but I do like, you know, them to be clean. But I'm not quite so OCD about the mirrors. But I was kind of sitting there thinking about, why would your mirror and your stove have to be cleaned? And what came to me was, it's things that we would see our reflection in, and we don't want our reflections to have any kind of maybe impurities or flaws. That's what I'm getting out of it. If anybody else has a different idea, though, I'd be interested to hear it. But I think, you know, it's our reflection. You know, there's a lot of techniques of when people are working through issues with self, of looking in the mirror and saying mantras and things of that sort. So I'm figuring that the stovetop is usually a reflective surface, and our mirror is a reflective surface, and keeping those clean is going to maybe help with the self energy. Decorate your house in purple, gold, and green. I'm not a big gold person. I don't like gold that much. I really don't have much of anything in my house that is gold. Most of my stuff is silver. I do have some things that are gold, but those colors are colors that would reflect wealth, abundance, and prosperity. Now, we've talked about this before too, that those words don't necessarily have to mean money. You want abundance and wealth and prosperity of good energy. You may, you know, again, we've talked about doing, if you're doing a prosperity medicine bundle, you could be doing it for financial reasons, but you could be doing a prosperity of happiness. You could be doing a prosperity of love. There's a lot of different things. But green is prosperity. So, but it doesn't necessarily have to be money. So in this situation, those colors you're bringing in for prosperity and abundance and wealth is good energy. And I do use a lot of green in my house, which you can't really tell right now because the lighting is horrible in here and you're just seeing the brown. But silver too for you, Tracy. Yeah, I'm just not a gold person. I've never really been interested in gold. I mean, my wedding rings are white gold instead of yellow gold. But this is referring to the actual color gold. You don't actually have to have gold chunks laying around your house. It's just to color in gold. And I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't see like anything in my house that's gold. It's not a color for me. I don't like it. But I do have greens in the house. I like a lot of different colors of green in the house. So that's, I don't have a lot of purple. I do have some purple, but not a lot of purple. You don't need to use all three. You could pick one, you could pick one, or you could pick all three. It's totally up to you. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. My greens are usually more of a light, sagey kind of. I have like a lot of this color green, which again, you can't really tell that that's green, but it is. So it's a like a light toned green. I have a lot of that color in my house. And then of course number 9 is stones. Is bringing in stones are gonna definitely help with your energy. Just checking the time here. So we don't have much time, but I did pull a bunch of stones that I wanted to talk about. So one of the first stones you can keep in the house, and these are all going to just be, they all serve a lot of different purposes. They have, a lot of different stones have multi-uses, but the stones I'm going to show you are all stones of pulling in some sort of good energy. And I'm not going to go into exactly what each one of them does. I'm just going to kind of go over them and show them to you. So fluorite. So this is a very pale green fluorite. Try to get it where you can see it. It's a very pale green. There's also more of a rainbowy purple fluorite. Yeah, I think you can see it better here. I don't know. So fluorite is one that you can use. Carnelian is another one. It's a red. Rose quartz. I have my little pyramid here of my rose quartz. I've also gone over, I have rose quartz here. This is my sending hand. So this is the hand I would send energy out with. So it's got the rose quartz. This is the hand I would receive energy in with, and it's got my hematite for protection. So we're going to protect from what's coming in, and we're going to try to make sure whatever we're sending out is love. Side note there of rose quartz. Aventurine. So again, if you really want to work with the prosperity part of it, you could use the green aventurine. But there are other colors. I happen to have, it's called red aventurine. It's not very red, I'll tell you, but it is considered to be a red aventurine. So you could use that for bringing in energy. Tiger's eye. I love tiger's eye. I know a friend of mine the other day, Jennifer's like, no more tiger's eye, but I like tiger's eye. So this is a red tiger's eye. It's hard to see. It looks more brown, but it definitely does have some red in there. Oops, or I could throw it at you guys. Definitely does have some red in there. See right there, there's some red. Just have to have it the right way. I have a blue one. And then I have a yellow one. So I have a lot of different tigers. I have some tiger's iron as well. And I have another piece of tiger's eye that is a brown, which is like basically your traditional. But my husband has that in his little pouch that he carries in his pocket for safe travels. All right, tiger's eye, quartz. Now, quartz is like, there are so many different types of quartz. One example I have here is just, I have a little pyramid. And this pyramid I like because on the bottom is 9 more little pyramids. Just so you see them. So that's kind of a neat one. I have my Vogel wand quartz. I have a piece of quartz here, which is a shaman healer. So I keep that handy all the time. I have my big piece, which I keep right here all the time. So those are some of the stones that I keep, right here all the time. So quartz is very important to me for energy flow. I also have a little piece of quartz here on my talisman. Sodalite is right here. But it is also this one. Did I say that right? Yes. This one is the sodalite. So I have this one right here. That is sodalite. Onyx. And onyx can come in a lot of different forms. This one, I do have a black onyx somewhere, but I guess I don't have it here. But this one is an Apache tear. Oops, you know what? I'm pulling out obsidian, not onyx. Never mind. On to the next thing. I do have an onyx somewhere. I don't know where it is. Sorry, I was showing you guys obsidian and not onyx. And then topaz, which I don't have any topaz. But yeah, those are some of the stones. I got sage ashes all over my notebook here. So sage ashes. So those are all different stones that you can use to bring in energy. Again, all of them have lots of different other things they can do, different intentions you can set with them. That is another thing I'm going to be talking about in the next few weeks, is how to, when you get a new stone. I had a friend of mine who went out and got a couple of crystals. Some of it was jewelry and whatnot and stuff. And she's like, okay, now I got it. What do I do with it? And I thought, you know what? We've talked about the basics of different things you can use crystals for. Whenever I get a crystal, I always teach you about the crystals. We do the card pulls, which teaches you about the crystals. But I don't know if I've ever really shown you like what you should do as far as picking out a crystal and what you do with it once you've purchased it. So I want to go back again over that this week, in the next few weeks, and talk about that. Because, I can tell you rose quartz is good for love, and you can go out and buy a piece, and that's great. You can just go out and buy a piece and have it. But, for me, there's a little bit more to it than that. So, we're going to talk about exactly like basically deciding what kind of stones you want, if you're going to buy them online, how to pick them out in the store, what you do with them once you got them, and those kind of things. So we're going to go over that a little bit. And for some of you in the group, I know a lot of the new group members are people that are also in my Sage Goddess classes. And so it's going to be, probably kind of boring for them. But there are definitely people in the group that are very new to crystals and just don't really know. So I know not every video is going to be for everybody, but sometimes even, when we go back in the basics, sometimes we learn something new. Like I said, I went to that seminar with my friend, and the reason it was very important to me and it was a very special day to me is because I got to spend it with my friend. A lot of the techniques that we went over, a lot of the things that we went over in the seminar were things that I already knew from my other classes, but I did learn some new stuff. And I did learn some stuff about myself. So even though sometimes it's like, I've heard this before, you may still get something out of it And again, that's why like I learned from a couple of different sources, because you know, people have different insights and different input and different ways of explaining things. You know, they're saying the same thing, but somebody might explain it a little bit different. You know, I can hear something over and over again, and then somebody explains the same thing in a little bit of a different technique, and a light bulb kind of comes on for me. So sometimes even going back over the basics, you can still learn something new. So I hope that you guys will join me, even if it seems like it's a little bit of a basic reminder for a lot of us. So yeah, we did the giveaway last month. So Cecilia ended up with the matching rattle to mine, and I put in some gemstones and some perfume samples and things of that in her little giveaway bag. So this month I'm going to do another giveaway. I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. I like to shop around, and something will speak to me eventually and go, oh, that needs to go to that person, or that's what you need to do for your drawing. So I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet, but it's going to go from April, so yesterday, but basically today, because I'm talking about it today. Nobody knew about it yesterday. But from April today till April 30th. We will have a class on Tuesday, April 30th. So in that time frame is, so basically the whole month of April, I'm going to run this giveaway. And again, I want it to be something good. I want it to be something better each time. So I don't want to just be like, I'm going to give you a gemstone. I mean, I might put a gemstone in it, but that's not going to be the main gift. I don't know what that'll be yet, but we'll find something for you. But for every person that you get to join the group, you will get your name put in. So if you get 10 people to join, your name's going to go in 10 times. And then on April 30th, I will pick whoever the winner is going to be. So if you want a prize, which you don't know what it's going to be yet, but hopefully it'll be something good. I don't know. I'm like thinking maybe an oracle deck or a book or something like that. I don't know. But like I said, it'll come with, I usually put in a couple of small tumbled stones. I put in some perfume, maybe sage. I don't know. It's whatever I'm called to do at the time. But like I said, last month it was the rattle for getting your natal chart done. This time it's going to be, we're going to work on the group a little bit this month, and then next month we'll go back to I'm going to kind of go back next month. Will be more towards getting you to do something for you again. So, but I do want my group to grow and get bigger. So, gonna do something for the group this time. All right. So, with that, I don't think I have anything else to tell you. Any housekeeping stuff. I will see you on Thursday. Not sure if we're going to talk about a zodiac or the crystal thing, but both of those are coming up. Our astrology for the month. So those are some of the things that are coming up. And like I said, we're going to go back and talk about some basics of some crystals and things like that. Just going to be a nice little refresher month of some basic stuff. That's my plan for the month. But as always, if there's something you want to learn about, something you're interested in, something you want me to go over more detail, just all you have to do is put a comment in or send me a private message. However you want to do it, I don't really care. I don't have any preferences. I'm not one of those people like you can only contact me through Messenger. You can contact me however you want. I will tell you, if you contact me through on the comments or through Messenger, you will probably get a quicker response than from an email, because I'm not very good at checking my emails. but I will answer you eventually. So, and again, if just a reminder, if you're watching the videos, please just, either give me a thumbs up or even a frowny face or whatever you want, so I know that you guys are out there watching with me. And, you could put watched or replay or anything like that, if you want, in the comments, just so I know that you guys are seeing the videos. It does kind of help me keep track too, like when I know who has watched what videos and things like that. It helps me better communicate with you guys later. If you do reach out to me, I can be like, remember that video you watched, things like that. So my brain does keep track of that stuff as best as it can. All right, so yeah, I think that's it for today. I'm going to be late for work, so lots of love. Have a great day. And remember, be kind, because your kindness could change your day and someone else's as well. So remember that and spread that kindness. Thank you. Have a great day.